Wait. There you go.
Okay. Okay. Are we ready to start this again? Anyway, so that's why it's
You're gonna do Chazara on the last block?
The last Amud. Oh, I forgot. Yeah. You know why my father Zacharowicz used to say, why is it the same Kaddish? I heard it from him. I don't know, it could be somebody else said it. Why is it the same Kaddish by a Kvura as it is by a Masechta?
So that's not
right?
the weird part.
Somebody's got a mute. Peretz, what's with the mute, Peretz?
Not me.
All right, thank you. So he said because once you finish a Masechta, you bury it and it's gone. So it's the same reason why. That's why it's the same. So okay, but you want us not to be Mekayim that, so we'll chazer from yesterday. So Amud Aleph basically was who has priority in the Beis Hamikdash, Kehanim, Leviyim, or Yisraelim, and at the end of the end of the Masechta was Reb Shimon, who was disagreeing with a Gemara 50 blot ago. If a guy's out of the Tchum, does he get to go inside the Tchum because you get up to 15 amas? Okay, ready for Pesachim? Okay, so Laarba Asar. So on the night of the 14th, you do Bedikas chametz. Right? Any place that you don't bring in chametz, Ein Tzarech Bedika does not require Bedika. Right? So meaning a place that does any place that potentially is brought, it brings in chametz, then it doesn't require a Bedika. So what about in the wine cellar requires two rows to be checked, meaning the two top rows, because perhaps there's going to be chametz over there. Because that's a place that you would bring in chametz. Now, which two rows? Shamai two rows on the face of the entire martif, which we'll see what that means later. It's not the two total outer walls; it's the two top that are the two outer top rows. Now, the covered Yeshua Marchuk, I'm going to say that this is one of the most important taisus in the Masechta. okay, but it's true. It's not only is this the most, not only is this the most important taisus, it's from the biggest.
Of course it is.
No, but this is no. This this Machlokes Rashi taisus here is from the most famous Machlokes Rashi taisus that has practical applications in anywhere in Shas. So
at least you don't have to walk to Dowdy Deli during this Masechta, so it's fine.
Right, that's true. Meanwhile, we'll see. We might have to go to Dowdy Deli or Susan Express to show us what chametz is, different types of chametz, but that's the third perek, right? But anyway, so why do you have to do bedikas chametz? Right? Meaning, the way the question that needs to be asked is, do you have to do bedika for any other isser in your house? Do you have to do bedika for basa b'cholov? Do you have to do bedika for, well, avodah zarah you do have to do bedika for, right? That you have to search. You're supposed to search. When they move in Eretz Yisrael, they're supposed to search for avodah zarah. But there's no other isser that you have to do bedika for. So why do you have to check for chametz? So Rashi says, because if you don't check, you might be over on bal yirah, bal yimotza, the second Rashi down, right? So you're going to be over on bal yirah, bal yimotza. So Taisus asks on that, we know that you have to be mavatal your chametz, which we'll get to in a couple of days, Be'ez Hashem. Right? You have to be mavatal your chametz. What does being mavatal your chametz mean? You're saying that any chametz that I own is hefker, right? So then how, if you're being mavatal your chametz, saying all the chametz you own is hefker, is not yours, so then how can you be over on bal yirah, bal yimotza? Bal yirah, bal yimotza means you're not allowed to see any chametz in your house, and you're not allowed to find any chametz in your house. If you're mavatal all your chametz, you make it hefker, so then it's not yours anymore, right? As we know by COVID, right? We always got to bring in COVID. So when everybody couldn't toivel their kalim in the mikvah, so what did you do? Some of the shita said, you're mafker your kalim. What does that do for you? They're not, now they're ownerless, so they're not owned by a yid, so therefore it doesn't need tefillah. So same thing, you made your chametz ownerless. How can you be over on it? That's a Taisus Kash on Rashi. Right. Okay. So that's we'll get to it. We'll get to in Daf Vav as Hashem. We'll get to the sugi further. But that's the Taisus is right here, and that's the Machlokes and Rashi Taisus exactly why you need to be baidikit and why. And Rashi really says, Taisus says that really the bittul is enough, but if we're afraid that you're going to have chametz sitting on your table. Let's say you're mavatal it. Okay, you say it's no longer my chametz. Yeah, but you may forget about that on Pesach, and you wake up in the middle of the night, you're hungry, you see a piece of cake sitting on the table. even though it's not yours because you made it hefker or you mavatal it, but you might forget it and come to eat it. So therefore, Tosfos says that's why you have to check. That's why you have to check and get rid of all the chametz too. Okay. Then one other thing that the Tosfos brings, he says, why is chametz so much stricter than anything else? So in the middle of the Tosfos, he says the chachamim were machmer to bedika and to burn the chametz, even when you mavatal it, because you might come to eat it. And the point is that it's mutter to you all year round. So since you're not, it's like bedili mineh, you're not separated from it. Meaning, possible chalav, tray food, whatever it is, we're not so concerned because you don't eat it all year round. But here, chametz, you do eat it all year round, and then you may come to eat it. So therefore, we're much stricter when it comes to all the halachas of chametz as opposed to halachas of anything else. Okay, so
Isn't
that's
it
the
also
Mishnah.
Isn't it also the case that they're afraid you may make a completely 100% pitul?
Yes, that's
psychologically.
Yes, 100%, right. So there's a Ran that also says that we're afraid that your bittul is not going to be good enough because who legitimately is going to get rid of all their chametz like that? Just be mevatel and give it away. Imagine a guy comes knocking on your door and says, "Oh, let me have all your chametz. You were just mevatel." He said, "No, not so fast." So there you go. Now you just eliminated your whole bittul, right? So that's why some poskim said that by the COVID, when you're making your kalim hefker, you can't just keep it in your house. You actually have to go put it out on the sidewalk for a bit to show that you're really making it hefker. Okay, whether that's necessary or not is a different story, but yeah, that's really also where mechiras chametz comes from, right? Even though, why do you have to sell your chametz? You mavatal it, you check, put it away, right? Because we're afraid that when you mavatal your chametz, you didn't mean it legit. So by selling it to the guy, then you get around that. But Be'ez Hashem, we'll have a lot of time to discuss this. But that's the end of the chametz sugya for a little bit. So now all the Gemara basically does for tonight's daf is going to discuss what the translation of the word or is. Is or, well, or there's no Machlokes. Or means light. The question is, when does this particular chametz supposed to take place? Does it take place at night? Or does it take place during the day? So my or, yeah. So Rav Huna Amar Nagi. Rav Huna says it means morning, right? Or it really means light. That's a literal translation. For Rabbi Yehuda Amar Laili, and what it means is night. So we're thinking that the one that says light, he means actual light. And the one that says night, he means actual night. So then if that's the case, now we're going to go through a bunch of kashas of different times that the Torah or whatever and Nach brings the word or, and we're going to try and prove and disprove each way. Meisvei habayker or, right? This is coming up in a couple of weeks. Habayker or, when Yosef sent out the shvatim, so the biker became or, but va'anoshim shalcha, and the men were sent out. Alma or yamamu, right? It says biker or, the morning turned light. That means that or means daylight, which would then mean that you have to do bedikas chametz in the day, not at night. Miksiv ha'or biker. Does it say, so the Gemara, so you see that or means day. So the Gemara answers, no, miksiv ha'or biker. Does it say the light of the morning? Ha'biker or ksiv. It's the biker was like Kamandama Tzafar Nahar. It's like somebody who says that, oh, it's light outside. It doesn't necessarily mean that the or means it's daylight. It just means that it's light outside. A person should always leave when it's good. You should come in when it's good, and you should go out when it's good. Which is an interesting. Rashi says what this means is that when you're traveling, you should leave during the day, and you should arrive during the day. Meaning, don't travel at night because of a sakana. Right?
Is that why checkout is at noon?
That's a good. That's a good point. It's a good point. Maybe, but
it's only late.
I don't know.
Late checkout. Late checkout is that?
Even
no red eyes.
Late checkout during the day, right? But the question is, why
red eye flights
keep this anymore? What do you say?
That answers red eye flights.
Sounds like it. Well, no, red eye's not bad because you're getting home when it's day. No.
But you're leaving when
remember-
it's night.
I would say if you shouldn't travel at night, yeah. I mean, it eliminates weddings too. Forget about trying to make takonas for weddings because of COVID, man. You just say no traveling at night. You're gonna do away with the whole wedding scene.
Isn't this talking, Sviak, isn't this talking about they didn't have electricity then? Why should it apply now?
Yeah, no. So that's what some say, but it really depends on why you. What is it? Is it shadim? Is it crooks? Is it all sorts of things like that? Depending on what you say it is. But Lamaisa, we know it does not brought in Shulchan Aruch, this din. It's not brought in Shulchan Aruch.
Doesn't Taisa say mazikin?
Yes, so some say it's mazikin, right? Taisa says mazikin, yes. Now mazikin, it's very interesting. If you really want to get into
And if
that,
you're not
why-
alone, it's not
What?
mazikin, right? If you're traveling with someone else, then mazikin also is not the issue, even back then.
Well, so
You have
yeah,
that.
so but then you get into the whole what's the story of mazikin thing, right? Chassanim are busy making sure they have a shomer and a shomer, right? But the bottom line is if people are in the street, you don't need a shomer because they're shomering for you. It's only going alone at night,
So we
right?
have-
What do you say?
I'm saying later on the Masech talks about zugim, right? But
Yeah, it's way later. Yeah.
Right?
It's gonna talk-
What were
yeah.
you going to
It's
say?
an
What were
aftamina,
you going to
two or
say?
the one.
No,
What
you're
were
gonna
you
say
saying,
no. I
Tina?
know. I once saw someplace, and I couldn't find it today, that he did say that it's better not to travel at night, and you should get to your destination when it's still daylight.
So why
But,
fucking do we do it today?
I think just because like lights and it's easy to travel. That's why I think. But seems like in the Shulchan Aruch didn't say it either.
Zev, excuse me, we live in places where, according to the Gemaras, it's usher to live based on the amount of robberies and murders. Many of the places where we live, we should not be living there. More than that.
What does that mean by that?
It says if the Chas v'Sholom, there's 2 murders and who knows when, not supposed to live in such a city.
Means we all gotta move.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to talk about what it says in the Gemara, then yeah, you do have to
South
move.
Bend is waiting for everyone.
Rabari, you just killed the whole Far Rockaway real estate market.
No, by the way, you should know. I heard
Harry,
this-
because I want you to sell me that yard. I want to get that yard.
Shut the recording. Shut the recording. Rewind.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so that's that then. So Meisvei, another kasha. Uka or biker yizrach shemesh, like the or of the day, right? Then the sun will shine, not shine, rise. Alma or yamamu. So you see again very clearly, the or is referring to day. So Gemara answers no. Miksiv or biker. Does it say or is biker? Uke or biker ksiv. It's like the or of the morning, the light of the morning. Uka or biker ba'elam hazeh. Like the light of the day in this world, it will be, that's the way it's going to be. The sun is going to rise and shine for tzaddikim, meaning the same way by sunrise, it's very lit and very lit up and et cetera, and there's no more dark. So too in the next world, that's what it's going to be like for the tzaddikim, right? But the point is ki-or, it doesn't mean or. So therefore we're saying that there's no proof. Then meisviva yikra lekim or yom. Right, I hope everybody recognizes that pasuk. Right, Hashem called the day, the light day, Alma or Yamamuhu. So don't you see from that a day is clearly or is clearly day? So Gemara says, uba karu yom. The process of becoming light is what he called day. I can't say that I fully understand these terutzim, how they fit into the words, but if anybody has pshat, they're welcome to say. But that's what it seems that it's a play on words, exactly how we're juggling how to answer up that it's not or. Yeah, I mean to me it sounds like Yikra Likim or Yom sure sounds like he's calling or day. You know, we're saying no, but that's not what it is. It's the process of the day becoming light, right? So then that's what it means. Okay,
Is there a particular sequence in the order for the sequence of the order of the questions? Meaning the psukim are coming from all over the place.
You're right. You would think that you should start from this one first. That's what you're asking?
Right. This one first, or at least all the ones in Torah first, then go to the ones in Navi.
Good question. I never thought about that. That's a
unless the psukim are more, I guess,
one is
proof.
more of a proof than the other.
Right, that's what I'm asking, perhaps.
Like I said, I wish I understood the terutzim, so I can't.
Or those pesukim were used for something else.
Yeah, but it's still. I think we're just
Right, but
using
now we're using them
taich.
anyway. So.
We're just using taich here. It's
Right.
just translation that we're trying
All
to
it
figure
is
out. Yeah, I hear it's a good kasha. Good kasha. Very good. Thank you. So if that's the case, when Hashem called darkness night, the machshech kara laila, does that mean also that he's not calling dark night choshech? He's calling the process of it becoming dark. That's what he's referring to. Which is a loaded line and unto itself, but we're not going to get involved with that now, because until Tzeitzek Chavim, it's considered day, and we know that it starts getting dark. For all those that like to daven mincha till way after Shkia, this Gemara that line is for you. Okay, it's till Tzeitzek Chavim, it's day, right? Okay.
The chayra from the Makos, no, Choshech wasn't just the night; it was the process. It was the darkness, not the nighttime.
Oh, very good. That's very good. Right. But yeah, good. But that's here we're trying to deal with we're not really dealing with the choshech part. But the point, right? But the point is that we're saying that you have to say that choshech is not called night; it's called the process. You're saying that that's the way it is by the Makkos too. I hear that's a good point. Elohachi Komar, Kaya Rachmana l'Nahira uPaktei Amitzvas Diyamama. Hashem called out. He asked for light, and he gave it to the day. And then he called Chayshech, and he said, your mitzvah is to be dark at night, and he gave light to day. Yeah? Okay, so then the kasha is, hallelu, kol koichvei or, all the stars that give off light should praise Hashem. Alma or ortahu. So you see that or is at night, because kol koichvei or, right? You don't have stars during the day, you have stars at night. So you see here, it's night. This is our first proof that or is night. Till now, all the proofs that we tried to do where that or means day. So the Gemara says, halu kol koichavim hameirim, all the stars that give light. It doesn't mean that the stars of the night, any star that gives light. Only the stars that give off light have to praise Hashem. Those stars that don't give off light don't have to praise Hashem. Everybody has to, all the tzva, how do you call it? What's the touch of that? Whatever they touch. Yeah, the hosts.
Celestial beings.
What'd you say? Celestial beings?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with tea? Okay, anyways, all right. It was a joke. It was a joke for the doctor. Doctor, that was for you, doctor.
I heard it, and I'm really laughing right now.
Okay,
it's
good.
A 7-second delay.
Such a rabbi joke. Such a rabbi joke.
There you go. Sorry about that.
That was
okay.
a brisk joke.
Okay, very good. Yeah, so meaning everybody has to praise. So according to your definition, only the stars that give off light. The light of stars is also called or, meaning it's not that the stars of the night, that stars give off their own light. Who cares? Somebody who makes a neder that he's not going to benefit from or. Somebody says he's not benefiting from light. Can he benefit from the light from the stars? Is that considered light, or is that just a reflection? We're not getting into the whole science of it, right? And we're not going to get into the science because I don't know the science of it. I don't want you to think that I know it. I'm not getting into it. No, I'm not getting into it because I don't know, right? But that's what the Gemara is saying, that stars are considered their own light. So therefore, that's the chiddush, that you're not allowed to get benefit from light if you make a neder. Fine. Meisvei, then we change gears over here, and now we start with something totally different. La'or Yokum Retzeach. This is a pasuk, right? In what is it called? Erev. Yeah, we're going to do a couple of pasukim from Erev now. So La'or Yokum Retzeach Yiktal Ani ve'Evin of Alayla Yihi Kaganav. Right? Or the Retzeach, the murderer, gets up, right, and he kills the poor people. Ubalayla Yihi Kaganav, and at night he looks like a ganav. Yeah. So when it says at night he's going to be a ganav, alma or yamamahu. So now you see that or must be yamama, because if we're comparing night and day. right? So it must be, if you say Laila, he's like a Ganav, that means that the Or is referring to the day. So we say no. If you're very clear, like day, that the person is coming to kill, and he's considered and you could save him, you can save yourself by killing him. And if you're not sure, like night, which is dark, so you're not sure whether this guy is coming to murder, it should be like a ganav, and you can't kill him. Meaning, this is talking about what we call bama machteres. If you have a guy that came through the tunnels into your house, so you're not sure, what's he there for? A guy, you have an armed robber. Is he there to steal or is he there to kill? So if you think he's just there to steal, then you're not allowed to kill him because it's like dark and you're not sure. But if he's there, if you're very sure that he's there to,
Even if he's armed?
even if he's, isn't that what we, I think that's part of it. That's how you would tell whether he's there to just steal or for murder, right? But so again, if you're clear about it like day, then kill him. If you're not clear, then it's like night, then you don't kill him. But again, it's not, we don't have any proof that or is considered night. Day. Next kasha. Meisvei. Right, there's again a continuation. The koichvei nishboi should be dark, meaning the stars should become dark. Yikav la'or, look for light, v'ayin, and there won't be any light. V'al yirab afavei shachar, he will not see daylight. Midagamri yikav la'or v'ayin. It says that he's looking for light, and there isn't. Alma or yamamahu. So you see that or means day. So we have another proof that or has to mean day. So the Gemara answers no. Hasam meilat hu the kolai le'iyav lemazali. Eyav is just cursing his luck. Omar, he said, Yehei Rava delitzbe hach gavra lenehura v'loy lishkechei. It should be the will that this person should look for light, and he's not going to find it. Yeah, meaning Eyav was talking about how bad his luck is, that he's going to be looking for day, and he's not going to find it. It's going to be dark. Okay. Meisvei, another proof. It says darkness is going, this is David HaMelech talking now. The darkness is going to, it's a pasuk in Tehillim, darkness is going to surround me. And there's going to be, Laila is going to be like day for me. Right? So what does it mean, Alma or Yamamu? So then clearly or is day, because the first part of the pasuk says Chayshach, dark, and then it says night is going to be like day. So clearly or means day. Hasam hachi kamar David. This is what David said. Ani amarti I thought when he did the chatayim, when David made those mistakes, right? So he thought, okay, it's going to be darkness alam haba shehu daim b'layim. Right, like we said on Amud Aleph, Olam Haba is considered like day. So he thought, okay, my day, meaning my Olam Haba, is going to turn dark. Achshav Olam Hazeh, not only is my Olam Haba going to turn light, and not turn dark. Achshav Olam Hazeh, Shu Daimel Laila or Badeni. Nowadays, that Olam Hazeh, which is similar to night, it also became day. So not only is his Olam Haba saved, even his Olam Hazeh got saved. Right, so that's all it's saying. It's not really comparing or and Laila. Okay, Meisvei, Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Baitkin or, did I just skip? No. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Meisvei, Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Baitkin or la'arba asar. So you do b'dig, this is a Mishnah later on. You do b'dikas chametz on the 14th in the night, uba arba asar shachris, 14th during the day, in the morning, uba shasa beer, and when you're burning it. He says you have to do bedika at or of arba asar, uba arba asar shachris, and the 14th shachris alma or urtu. You see from there that light is considered night. How else do you understand it? Again, Rabbi Yehuda is saying there's 3 times that you do bedikas chametz, either the night of the or of the 14th, or the morning of the 14th, or the afternoon. I'm sorry, the shas beer when you're burning it, right? So that
is it or and?
Well, that we'll get into the Mishnah. We'll get into the Mishnah later. Seemingly, it has to be.
You learn shot, then it's Nates. Is Nates? Is you checking it?
We're gonna get. That's the next Gemara. We'll get to that in a minute. But right right? Right now, the Gemara is saying, how can or not be night? Shema Mina. So we say yes. Well, we'll get to that. That could be the next kasha. So Shema Mina, we hear from this that or means night. Okay. Which is interesting because we say Shema Mina that it means night. Now we proved night. But then we keep going. Right? Meisvei, another kasha. Mei Masai Arba also Basiyas Melacha. So we know that on Erev Pesach, it's also to do melacha. Right? Now it's going to be really the halacha l'mais of it. It's tali and minig when exactly the Isra Melacha starts. It certainly starts from chatzos, right? That's where everybody goes crazy that they forgot to shave, forgot to take haircuts on in the afternoon, right? In the afternoon of Erev Pesach, right? But whatever it is, so when does it start? Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov, Mishas ha'or. It starts from when it gets light, which means dawn. Rabbi Yehuda, Mishas ha'netzacham. Rabbi Yehuda says no, it starts from sunrise. Where do we ever have in Yiddishkeit where half of a day is mutter and half of a day is also to do melacha? Meaning either it starts on Shabbos starts on Friday night, right? Yom Tov starts at night. Everything starts at night, right? What? Yeah, but that's not an official thing. That's only from when the Avelus starts. It is also to melacha. Perek is saying that it's Avelus. Avelus is partially day, partially night, but that's not a din in the day. That's just a din in when the person passes away. Then the Avelus starts.
Hadlakas Neros for Hanukkah.
Is that Isra Melacha?
It says you shouldn't do melacha when the candles are lit.
I hear. What?
Only a half hour. Just a half
but he's
hour.
saying, but he's saying it's a partial Isra Melacha. It's a partial Isra Melacha. Okay, but it's not really.
Not an Isra Melacha. It's a minute.
It's also later in the day. It's after.
It's at the beginning of the day.
It's not a deraisa.
It's after Shkia.
It's at or.
Okay. You know what? So I'm not going to go to work. No work on Hanukkah. That's it. Because that's what you light by Shkia, and then you know, no working. That's what you want to say.
It's a minute.
Right. That's a minute.
It's not like the 39 melachas.
Right.
Correct. It's like
not.
hard work in the
house.
house.
Right. Very good. It's a minig ba'alma, but it's an interesting ha'ara that you're saying. But anyway, so he's signing. Where do you say a day is partial? So what would you answer back to this question? He also does it. Amalei, hu atzma yechiach. Did I just skip again? No, Amalei, hu atzma yechiach. Shemiktsasai muter ba'achila chametz, u'miktsasai also ba'achila chametz. He says, what do you mean? Pesach, Erev Pesach. What we alluded to it last night, and it's coming up again also in a couple of blocks. Erev Pesach, right? Half the day you could eat chametz, and half the day you can't. Where do you see anywhere in Yiddishkeit you have that? Right? Everything starts at Shki or Tzeis. So he's saying back at you, right? You're saying that which day you see. What do you mean? On Erev Pesach, you see that there's a day that's half. It's a day of halves. So midagama Rabbi Yehuda mishasa netzachama. So Rabbi Yehuda. So what's the proof? So we see that when Rabbi Yehuda says it's from netzachama alma or the kama Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov or tu. So you see that the night that Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov is saying must be that it's night, because if it's not night, then what are we arguing about? From sunrise, one is saying sunrise and one is saying nets. That's an argument of an hour and 10 minutes. But according to both of them, the night is going to be mutter to do melacha, right? So how could they be having an argument over an hour? You could have an argument over an hour. That's no chiddush. But the point is that there's nothing different about Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov than Rabbi Yehuda, because for him too it's half the day. Elamai, it must be that he's saying that or means that it's also to do melacha from the night. So you see, or is night. So then we answer loy, my or amud shachar. Or means amud shachar, right? Dawn. Right? Rabbi Yehuda answered back. Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov said to Rabbi Yehuda, where do you see a day that's half and half? Name it Iyul and Ashay. He should say it to himself. Right? If you're saying that Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov is only answering Didu Malacha from dawn, that means he himself also agrees that at night it's mutter. So where do you see a day that's half and half? No. So Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov, this is what we answer on the first wide line. Now, Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov, according to me, we do see that the Rabbanan differentiate between night and day. We learned by a Tainis Tzibur right? Any fast day. Ad masai oichel v'shoisa. Until when can you eat and drink? Ad sheyala amad hashachar, until dawn. There, Rebbe Elazar ben Yaakov. That's Rebbe Elazar ben Yaakov shita. Reb Shimon Omer ad krois hagever, until the roosters crow. Right? But according to you, who says that you have until nets, that's a splitting of the day, because the day really starts at dawn. It doesn't start at nets. So where do you ever see that the Chachamim allowed something going until nets, and after that not? So we'll get back to the saying. Let's just do the teretz. Amalei hu atzma yechiach. What do you mean? Erev Pesach will prove it to you. Shemitzasei mutar b'achilas chametz and mitzasei also b'achilas chametz. Part of Erev Pesach, right? In the morning, everybody's eating their chametz. Well, nowadays nobody's eating chametz, but you're supposed to be eating. You're supposed to. You can eat chametz if you wish up until half the day. So you see, so right. So that was his answer. So then
why is no one eating chametz?
Because everybody gets so nervous for a week before, you can't even find chametz in town.
It's pikuach nefesh. Your wife will kill you.
Correct. Exactly.
Tell that to the lines out of Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's true. You go to but not in your house. Nobody's eating chametz in their house on Erev Pesach. So anyway, so shopper coming.
This year they will, no?
This year, I don't know.
Erev Pesach is Shabbos. No?
Still, there's still the nerves. The nerves are still there.
No, you're eating challahs on the back porch. Challahs on the back porch, and that's it. Everything's Pesach.
I'll just say like this, without getting off on a tangent too much. The Shulchan Aruch says very clear on Erev Pesach Shechal b'Shabbos. You eat your chametz, and then you sweep it off the table onto the floor, and you continue on your merry way. That's all it says you have to do. So
did they have
you can get all the swag you want from this daf. If you do that this year Pesach, I'll get you any swag you want.
Try to tell your wife that.
Go deal with all the wives.
So that's why you're gonna deserve swag if you do.
That's why he eats in his mother's house.
Yeah.
Your wife will say, "What does the Shulchan Aruch know about halacha?"
That's you're right, doctor. You are correct. Anyway, so getting back to this, Shashapar Kamalei Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Elazar. What do you mean, Rabbi Yehuda had a good answer? You see that Erev Pesach, we do split it. So why not split it from melacha too? Hachi Kamalei Rabbi Elazar. Amin halacha no melacha derabanan. I'm talking to you about melacha derabanan. Erev Pesach, the issur to do melacha is derabanan. Right? It's not the same as a Shabbos and a Yom Tov. V'at amar li chametz deraisa, and you're answering me chametz deraisa. The ad hacha asar rachmana, v'ad hacha shor rachmana. The Torah asered, matered chametz until chatzos, or midrabanan until the 5th hour, or really the 4th hour, and after that it made it aser. So why are you bringing me rayas from that to melacha, which is the rabbanan? V'idach, what's Rabbi Yehuda going to answer? Shais the rabbanan. He's going to say, what do you mean? The shais is the rabbanan. V'idach harchaku davar rabbanan l'deraisa. That the rabbanan also split the day, that's only as to make a harchaka, meaning really it should be to chatzos. The Rabbanan said, if you let you do the chatzos, you might end up eating past the proper time, so let's knock off an hour or two with it. Okay, so let's stop there for a second. Let's just understand that daylight, me'ikar adin, me'ikar is a very negaya to winter, right? Me'ikar adin, the day starts at dawn. When it's pitch dark outside, it's considered day, right? So really, those that have to go to work and are now already nets is what, 5 to 7 in New York, right? In a few more weeks, it's going to be 7:20, 7:25. Even though goes that daven at 7 o'clock, you know, start having issues. May ikaradin, you're allowed to daven from alois, right? And if somebody needs to do that to go to work, then that's what we paskin. The reason why the chachamim say nets is because they're afraid that you're gonna end up doing something at night because it's pitch dark. So therefore, lechatchila, we want to wait till it's actual daylight. But l'maisa, if you have to do something, you have to go. The only problem is that talis and tefillin is later than dawn. Because talis and tefillin, you need to be able to see, have some light. So therefore, talis and tefillin causes you a little bit of a problem, which Ramosha really says you can put on talis and tefillin even before this month. Right? But the point is that nets, and this is it's obvious from this Gemara, right? That nets is alois is really the day, and that's why Rebbe Elazar ben Yaakov was asking around Rebbe Yehuda, why are you saying that the Isra Melacha starts at nets? Where do you ever see that the day starts at nets? Right? The day doesn't start at nets. The day starts at alois. So you might say davening. Yes, so that's davening really lechatchila shouldn't be till nets, but that's only because again the Chachamim put in a takana because they're afraid that you end up davening too early or whatever it is. So you wait till daylight, right? Okay, fine. So then the second to last proof, meisvei ein masi and masuas. So the way they did it in the way when Bezdin had to tell everybody when it was Rosh Chodesh, so they took these torches, right? First they were shluchim that went out, and then they put on these torches from mountain to mountain, and then they knew it was Rosh Chodesh. But they only did the torches when they added a day to the month. Right? When they added the 30th day to make the 2 days Rosh Chodesh, that's when they did it. Right? So meisvei ein masu masuis, we don't do these torches ela al chodesh shenira bizmane. Only on a chodesh that's nira bizmane lekadshay, right? Only when it's done in the proper time. When do they do it? La'or of ibure. They do it on the evening of Iber. Iber meaning literal translation is pregnant, right? When they impregnate the month, meaning they add on another day to the month, that's when they do the torches. When it's just 29 days in a month, so it's 1 day Rosh Chodesh, they don't do the torches, right? So whatever it is, la'or ibure, what does that mean? The night of the day that they're adding. That's clearly or means night. Alma or tu. So therefore you see that or means night. Shema mina. Yes, we do. So now again another proof. It's again I don't really have shot. Why the Gemara keeps? Why does we already said Shema mina that it's or, that it or means night, and the Gemara keeps going. Meisveis, and when I ask another kasha, Hayamid kol alayla umakriv ala mizbeach. Oh, so we just finished the 8:15 chaburu. We just finished Netilas Yadayim. So this is a tzushtel here. So basically, the halacha is that a kohen that stays up a whole night, right? You need Netilas Yadayim, and well, not really. Kiddush Yadayim v'raglayim. He has to wash his hands and his feet, even though you were up the whole time, and you shouldn't need Netilas Yadayim. But once it's a new day, you need to wash your hands, which is what we paskin bisman as. It's also very negaya to nowadays, right? Which is meaning if you get up before alois, which many people do nowadays, so you're supposed to wash your hands until it's done right when you get up, right? But there's an opinion that says that you don't wash your hands until day, right? Meaning we paskin like both. When most people, well, I don't know, yeah, I guess most people are getting up after alois, so they don't have the shaila because it's already in a new day. Like we said, alois is a new day, and you're up. But let's say you get up before alois, right? Which is starting now. It's really not so late. 5:45. So if you up before that, you're supposed to wash your hands before you get dressed. And then when it hits alois, you have to wash your hands again. That's the halacha. You don't make another bracha, but you're supposed to wash your hands again, right? Shavuos night, why we're not makpid that at alois, you get up, everybody stops learning to wash their hands, is interesting. The poskim really don't have an answer for that. Why at alois they don't get up to wash their hands?
Saying it should be done immediately.
It's at alois, yes. So the poskim say if you're learning, you don't have to disturb your learning. But when you get up from the learning, you have to wash your hands. So those that get up, like go to an early daf, right? And you wash your hands before, and you said your brachas, whatever, and then you're going to daven, and that davening is before alois, is after alois, then you got to wash your hands again. Yes, the full six times or 8 times. You're supposed to wash your hands for every davening anyways, but that only has to be 1 on each hand. But if you're up before alois, and then once it hits alois, to satisfy the opinion who says that it's negelvasser or washing hands in the morning has to do with the new day, not just because you might have touched hidden parts of your body that are normally hidden, so therefore that's what you're supposed to do. But anyway, so that comes from the Beis HaMikdash. So again, so Meisvei, Hayayimid, second line from the bottom. Meisvei, Hayayimid, Akol Alayla, if you're up a whole night, Umakriv al Mizbeach, and you're being Makriv on the Mizbeach the whole night, La'oira, and during the day, Ton Kiddush Yadayim, Peraglayim, you need to wash your hands and your feet. Divrei Rebbe, that's a Rebbe hold. So now we have a proof that or here clearly means day, not night. Because it said you're up a whole night, then la'oira, you wash your hands. So then the Gemara says, oira shani. Oira, the word oira with the hey at the end is different than or. Or means night, oira could mean day. Okay, look at that. You see that in Erevin? We start late and we can finish a daf. You're not in Erevin anymore when you finish at 10 to 10 and you start 10 after 10. Anyways, welcome to everybody, and we should all be matzliach, and hopefully we can stick this out. All right.
Rabbi Stein, I had a question. Based on what we were learning earlier about washing hands,
Yeah.
Can we be, so if you're in a place where there's sinks, like for me at work, I'm touching patients all over the place where they're normally covered.
Right.
Am I chayav to wash netilas yadayim in between patients, or is Purell enough?
This could be tomorrow.
It's a good question. That's a good question. Should
Hold
you?
on, which normal? Because those patients are usually never anyway.
No, not when I'm dealing with acute patients. I think I heard a little bit.
Honestly, don't you wear gloves?
No.
You don't wear gloves?
No, I have an immune system.
I would wear gloves anyways. I'm just saying.
Nah. But I'm saying.
Yeah, we finally found out the reason that he knows so many dead people. That's
The what?
Yeah.
We finally found out the reason why Jesse knows so many people who are dying.
Yeah, very good.
Melacha here is every night, or it's just on Mondays?
But so I have to do netilas yadayim, or
recorded? Or?
What?
Can I be Yotze on Purell?
It's not usually recorded, but if you want to be recorded, we can record it.
Please, I have a chabur at 8:15 usually. So.
Okay, Belina, the next week.
Yossel. Yeah. I'm thinking, Azoy, we have like 90 days and we could start aging the meat to the next siyum. No, what do you think?
Peretz, you got a lot longer than 90 days, Peretz.
Well, how many days is
120 days, Peretz.
I had 120. Doma, the guy served me 120-day aged steak. And everybody's like, ooh, this is delicious. I said, have you tasted anything like this ever in your life? No. He says, how do you know what it tastes like? But Yossel, I'm serious. Maybe we should think about it. Take a rack of ribs, age it for now till the siyum.
But we're not.
Okay, you got me. I'm coming. Bye.
Right.
By the way, Gershi and I are talking about road tripping. I'll come pick him up in Cleveland and see you there.
How about we all road trip to you guys for the siyum? I think I would rather see that there. I don't know about Cleveland. I don't know about Cleveland, but South Bend. South Bend sounds attractive.
My suspicion is South Bend will be open Pesach time and New York will be closed.
South Bend is really not attractive.
Hey, yeah, it sounds attractive. It is attractive.
You were here. When they were all pick on me. Who called me to say, why they pick on you? South Bend's great.
I'm not picking on you. I didn't say it's great. I just what's it called? It's just not attractive.
No fighting.
Yeah, Naftali Line, you live in downtown Farakaway, Naftali. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know what you said.
I have grass in the front.
You live in downtown Farakaway, Naftali. You ain't exactly in the 5 towns. I don't know if anybody'd let you know that, but
no, I got that. This is South Bend is not like a top of the road trip list.
It's right in the middle of who lived in Phoenix, right? Between Phoenix and Cleveland and New York.
There's the reason why they call them the flyover states.
I'd rather go to Uri in Florida. Let's do that.
That's yeah. I'm with you on that.
I hear that. It's cheap tickets from South Bend.
I've driven many times from New York
Fiaco's in charge of getting the tickets. We'll all go for $5 a piece.
Oh,
that's right. Well, that's the only way I'm going. So
Naftali, that's not true. Spirit Airlines will pay us.
Yeah, but I did that once. I had to use my hands to make the thing go outside the window.
Yeah.
Rabbi Celestial, thank you for the celestial share, Rabbi.
Yeah.
Oh, Doc, Mazel Tov.
Did he get anything? He went off.
Maybe do spring training and see him at the same time.
That would be a good idea. Phoenix. We forgot about Phoenix, Rabbi said. We could do that too.
Phoenix is on my list. Phoenix is the road trip idea.
Phoenix
is too hot. Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
No.
You're gonna drive 2 days. You're gonna drive 2 days
for Phoenix. Yes.
Get out of here, Liner. The fact that you drive to the Bronx shocks me.
Take a caravan of RVs across the country. That's the.
I'll fly. I'll take my chances with the Rona.
You leave a week before Pesach. Your wife's not going to want you back.
That's that too. Okay, well, Zagi's in, everybody.
I'm in on that one.
So, Rabbi Stein, what would you say I should be doing at work, or should I just text you this one?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I got to work on that one. I don't know.
Wear
It's a good question.
gloves.
Gotta spit on your hands. Spit on your hands to clean them.
Oh, that's gonna go over really well at the hospital.
I'm sure.
I don't know what Jesse. I don't even know. I don't understand what the Shiloh is because the Purell doesn't clean your hands. It just sanitizes your hands.
Well, according to
have
Mond,
mud on
there
your
were
hands.
poskim that said that Kohanim were able to use Purell. So I'm curious if it would translate.
Yaakov, you hold to that one?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't know if I buy that.
You could literally have chunks of mud on your hand and just Purell everything. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
What does that do for you?
And no, I think it needs Natila. I think it pashtas is it needs Natila. Yeah. All right. I got somebody here. I got
Yaakov.
Yeah. I totally forgot to call you.
You didn't mention the hekesh between Achalek, the night Saf, and last night.
Well, because it's not really. It's really coming up in 2 block.
Yeah, we had it today. Chatzais was Achalek.
I know, but it's really the real Gemara is on Daf Dalet.
Yeah.
You got to remind me to call you.
Rabbi Stein?
Yeah.
Yes.
I went to great lengths to put that picture of Celestial Tea above my head. I'm very sad.
Very good, doctor. Very good.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Good night, Tashikayas.
Bye.